What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Reality Recap, a special edition of Reality Recap because it's Wednesday.
Wait, I thought you have to say welcome back to another episode of the VIALLFILES Reality Recap Edition.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Welcome back to another episode of the VIALLFILES Reality Recap Edition. It did seem a little off.
It wasn't right.
Yeah. Welcome back, Victoria. First of all, Victoria wants us to make a public service announcement. Obviously, we were back in our little pop-up studio. And
food truck.
Yeah.
Listen, things, we have a lot of equipment here, but like not everything came. So our lighting is, not where it's going to end up being.
Right. Less than favorable.
And so Victoria came in really pissed off at me.
Just a little, a little annoyed given the fact that just my face. So if you saw yesterday's episode, I am wearing a lot of powder today. And I am so sorry about that.
Nick said, glow up.
Yeah.
Next time you come back to this particular place, if there is a next time.
Oh my God.
He's like, Ed, I will be the judge of that.
Well, no. Like, I'm just saying, like, we'll just see if we're still here, kind of.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Because we are in Miami.
I promise
on
you.
wheels.
I promise you better lighting, then you will like glow up, so to speak.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please don't judge Victoria's face.
Or
Judge
mine
it.
while you're at it.
Today.
Yeah, it would be nice too.
Anyway, congratulations again to Grant and Juliana.
Yes.
Great. Excellent. Latia, we finally watched Latia's, we watched Victoria was watching two brothers jerk each other off.
Oh my God.
White Lotus.
So sick.
Yeah, that was gross. So what do we think of Latia's, what do we call it? Her case that she pleaded.
Listen, I think she has a strong case. I think she definitely brought the receipts, her being like,
Did she though?
Well, he didn't dispute any of them. He wasn't like, I actually never gave you a journal to write your feelings.
Here's a question. When someone says, I'm going to bring the receipts, does that require you bringing anything physically tangible, or can it just be is your truth a receipt?
I think it's just like a term nowadays. I think
like
it
everything,
used to
like
be,
gaslighting.
Yeah. I think it used to be like physical evidence, and now it's just like, I'm bringing the receipts. And it's like,
well, it used to
in
be
my
like
mind,
what you get when you buy something.
I'm bringing the receipts, you gaslighting narcissist.
You're
And
handing
then she'll be like, yeah, you told me you liked me the most.
Yeah, she's like, and these are the receipts.
From my memory.
From my memory.
So as long as you hold out your hand and read your truth from the palm of your hand, you're like, and then you said I was the one.
Yeah.
But he didn't dispute any of it. He wasn't like, well, I actually didn't say that.
Which I really think pissed off Latia.
Yeah.
Because I felt like Grant handed him, as Grant has all season long, very kind, very thoughtful, very empathetic man. Came out, knew he was going to take some punches. At any moment, he looked like he could cry. I wasn't sure if that was a performance, if that was real.
Really?
He came out very...
Yeah, he was nervous.
Very...
Well, also his fiance was listening to Latia be like, and you told me that like on the second date, I was the one, and
on the third date, and on the group date, and then like every day you said I was it. You said you liked me the most.
Wait, no way.
Yeah.
But that wasn't on camera.
He's like, all right, that's enough. Wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up.
He's like, and you're gonna want to stop talking.
Have you ever brought the receipts or spoke your truth to someone, and that their response was honestly like as thoughtful and as kind, as empathetic as possible, and it kind of pissed you off because you kind of wanted to get into it with them?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I felt like that's what happened last night.
It's like whenever I remember when I was like a teenager growing up, and my mom would get mad at me for something, and I would just say, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And she'd be like, stop it.
Yeah. Damn it. Fight with me.
That was Grant. He was like, I'm really sorry. I definitely hurt you, and I'm so sorry, and you're the best, and I'm the worst, and you are so wonderful, and I'm absolutely terrible,
I'm an idiot,
and I'm an idiot, and you are, and I have to own that. And she was like, well, let me just repeat exactly what I repeated before, because I'm still really pissed. And honestly, you always can kind of tell where the crowd's going, because do they boo, do they cheer?
Sure.
Like, they brought out Latia. She spoke her truth. Then they brought out Grant, and he got quite a warm welcome.
Really?
So,
applause.
yeah.
An applause, if you will.
An applause. It was like, you know what?
They're like, actually, we don't really care about anything she said.
Well, bring him out.
I feel for Latia in the sense, because, I've been there twice in her position. And it's just like listen, like your truth or whatever happens to you feels so intense.
Mhm.
It happened to her. You know, she did get led on, clearly.
Right.
Like her emotions were fucked with by a lot of people, not just Grant.
Mhm.
But the entire Bachelor Nation, the audience, everyone, like, this is the show. You know, it's kind of like we lack a little, like, you know, so like in the real world, it's like, you know, don't
The
do
empathy.
that. The empathy's
Yep.
not there. But in Bachelor world, it's like, babe, you know, hey.
You're like, and that's life.
The big leagues,
Yeah.
you know, or,
And you're going to want to move on.
Quickly.
Yeah, like right now.
I was a little disappointed that nobody asked Juliana how she felt about Latia's exit.
Oh, that's
I
a
was
good,
thinking
yeah.
that too. I was like, I wonder if Juliana is going to say something on her own accord and be like, by the way, love to also give my support to Latia. I know obviously she feels this way, you know, but
Did
yeah,
she not? She stuck by her man.
She did.
Well, she wasn't asked, and it wasn't like, and what is she going to say? She's going to say, here's what she's going to, I promise you, there's going to be some version of, it's obviously a very difficult situation for
yeah.
everyone. I love Latia.
Mhm.
She's amazing and blah, blah, blah. And obviously, like, Grant was, you know, I don't condone what he did, but obviously,
Right.
like, he is a great man, and he obviously didn't mean it. And, like, it's just a very difficult situation.
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, asked and answered. There we go. So,
You're
thank
like,
you,
and that's
Juliana.
that. Yeah.
they did announce Bachelor in Paradise once again. Why'd you write Justice for Zoe, Leia? Like, what do you mean?
Well, I wrote that before I watched the last 3 seconds of the show and she was brought out. I just felt like she wasn't there.
She was the end of the season. She got, well, I mean,
She got the
Zoe-
last 45 seconds.
They're like, and we'll bring out Zoe for the
that's
next
it.
30 seconds.
yeah, but Zoe the human, she's
It was
wonderful.
11 p.m.
But basically, she was still there because they forgot, because Grant forgot to send her home. Basically, it was like, oh,
Yeah.
poor girl.
Zoe, you're still
But
here.
they did her dirty.
Yeah, she got no.
They
she,
did.
She got
They
no
did her
hot
dirty.
seat. She didn't get to talk to Grant at Women Tell All. She didn't get to talk
What
to
was she
Grant
gonna
at AFR.
talk about?
maybe she had something to say, but no one asked.
This
They're
is
like,
the
no, you
problem.
don't.
How did it feel not to get a one-on-one, Zoe?
No,
She
but
would've
even
been
then
like,
they sit her down and then it's like as if they're going to announce her as the next Bachelorette. And then they're like, so how do you feel about Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh my God, the longest
Golden
question
Bachelor
ever.
in Paradise.
It was like, so how do you feel?
they are combining, right? Is that what they're doing? Combining.
Yes.
So they're allowing like
cross-pollination.
baby Jess to possibly date like what was his
Guys, age gaps are
what was
in.
his name? Kevin or something?
Jack. It's her grandfather.
Like, is that really they're doing that, or is
It sounds like the rules are there are no rules. I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
It's like
the fact that listen?
I will watch.
Is it?
I will
It's a looks
watch.
thing.
It's
I always say when it comes to age gaps, looks matter.
it's disgusting is what it is.
Us.
yeah. Okay, tell us how you really
No,
feel.
not you guys. You're not her grandfather.
Like, and thank God I now have the space to finally tell you I wasn't comfortable to say it at your wedding, but I think your age gap's disgusting.
You fucked me on the lighting. You guys are gross.
And I hate you guys. No, I think that someone that old, and this isn't age discrimination. I just think it's dirty and it makes me feel weird when I think about like a girl who's in her 20s. It's almost like
Bill Belichick.
it's almost like she's being taken advantage of, in my opinion, and it could go the opposite way too.
Yeah,
with like
I
an
mean-
older woman and a younger guy. I just think it's feels icky, where it's like you have all this life experience and then you're gonna like prey on a 20-year-old.
Well, it's weird that they are 60s and 70s.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. That is just too much for
You
me.
think?
It's too
So
much. I
it's-
can't watch it. I can't look at it. I don't
I
want
think
to.
I think it's a look thing.
Maybe.
Like, don't you
How
feel
much more is a 70-year-old going to take advantage than a 40-year-old?
I think there's a lot of life to live between 40 and 70. So
Sure, but
yeah,
but-
yeah. I think it's weird.
Okay.
It is there is something different about like
Ugh.
a 70-year-old man who looks 70, looks like a grandfather, is
Yes.
a grandfather,
Yes.
and is like, oh, so
Ew,
what'd you have for
God.
breakfast? Like and we have to watch them like try to make a connection with these younger. Yeah, I don't know.
They missed the
Do you
mark
think
on
it's gonna
that one.
happen?
No, I really hope they're just coming in to give advice.
I just hope
the
I hope
younger
one
generation.
of the hot young gentlemen are like, so Leslie.
Oh my
He just like goes into a
gosh.
confessional. He's just like, there's just something about her.
I can't. I don't know. I can't watch it. So
Okay,
that's
Victoria
that.
won't be tuning
I
in.
will not be tuning in. So
So sorry about
you
that.
lost a viewer.
You don't want to hear like she's aged so gracefully
I think that older women are beautiful in their own right, and they should marry
in their own.
and they should date people.
At what age are you just going to give up?
I'm never giving up.
Never.
Never.
How old do you want to live to?
Hopefully 100.
You do.
Yeah.
No matter how you look.
Yeah, I don't
Do
care.
you,
It's not
Natalie?
about being vain. It's not about being vain. It's about I don't
What
want
if you're like deaf and blind and you can't walk? And
So
your
I'm
teeth
Helen
are all,
Keller. So I'm Ellen Keller. Perfect. Yeah.
and your teeth are all out, and you're like.
Then
in
I
a
probably
wheelchair.
wouldn't want to live.
Okay.
I probably would want to die. But at that point, I can't even see myself or hear myself. So
That's true. Or eat anything, but like a smoothie.
Well, speaking of giving up, Garcelle has announced her exit from Beverly Hills Housewives.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's out of here.
I mean,
It makes sense.
And
It
she's
was
coming on
just-
Bachelor in Paradise.
no, she's not.
Well, she found out that she can get her hands on some fresh
Stop.
meat. Yeah.
Ugh.
Honestly, it was time for Garcelle to
Exit. Yeah. It was just like the same drama over and over again with her, and I love her. I met her at an event, and I think she's lovely. But it was like the same storyline over and over.
Yeah. And she never really, I feel like maybe if she would have been willing to like her and Sutton kind of be able to go at it, but I feel like they have such a real friendship.
I love it.
that they're just like, this isn't
Yeah.
worth, they're like, listen, like, that's what I think. And I'm sorry. And I love you.
Mhm.
And
She
here's a
also
big
does
hug.
have like a lot of other work going on.
That's what I was going to say. She also has so much going on now. She's like a director and stuff, and she's an actress. So I think she doesn't need the show as much as the other ladies.
Did it have to do with her sons? Is that what she said in the thing or no?
Well, she, you
Yeah,
know, it's
she
like, she wants to spend more time with her family, and her one son is in school, the other one's starting some
His
career. She
career.
just wants to be present for the kiddos.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, did you see that a United Airlines flight?
I would be.
Please stop.
No, no.
What?
A United Airlines flight had to turn around 2 hours into its journey from LA to Shanghai after it was discovered that the pilot had forgotten their passport.
What?
I'm sorry, sir. Like, their one job is to remember things. Like, they're not allowed to forget things.
And like, you
as a
know
pilot.
what? They're like in the middle of the air, and they're like, actually, we got to turn
He's
around.
like this. He's like this.
No,
Yeah.
you know what happened?
Yeah.
His wife sent him a photo of the passport he forgot.
On the kitchen counter.
And kind of like, do you need this? Right? I mean,
That's
how else
exactly what
midair?
happened.
That's exactly what
That's
happened,
exactly what happened.
right?
Oh,
Do you think it was the pilot or co-pilot?
if it was the
pilot?
co-pilot, then we're definitely not turning around.
It says the aircraft diverted to San Francisco, where passengers were provided with meal vouchers. And
Meal?
compensation.
Wow, thank you.
They're like, so we actually have to wait for his passport to be shipped here. So if you want to get some Shake Shack,
Do you think it was
Still
from?
us.
So it was left in LA or Shanghai?
it left in LA going to Shanghai,
Okay.
got 2 hours out, and they were like, oh,
Oh,
got to turn around. So they went to San Francisco. So not all the way back to
At
LA,
least it
but
wasn't like 9 hours in. You know,
there. It could always be worse.
it could always be worse.
For
9
sure.
hours in would be crazy, and they're like, actually, we
They
gotta
could have
turn this
forgot the
bus
pilot
around.
himself.
Yeah.
Why can't he just not get into the country? Would they have flown back for anyone
Oh.
else who forgot their passport?
Yeah. True.
Good question.
I mean, I get
If-
he's the pilot, but who gives a fuck?
like, am I just a passenger in seat 52?
It's just wild.
Pilot, they obviously care about pilots more than they care about us.
Yeah, they do not give a shit about their customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, they don't. Well, Snow White is currently rated as one of the worst movies of all time,
Sierra
rating
saw
at
it.
a 2.1 out of 10.
Sierra. You're a movie buff. You saw it.
And I'm a Disney girl.
I'm curious your opinion because obviously, as everything else in this world, everything's been politicized, everything takes a side. But politics aside, when it comes to this movie, what did you think of this movie?
I think that the rating is accurate.
Why did it suck?
I went in fully like wanting to love it. With
Okay.
all of the fodder around it, wanting to love it. It's Disney. One, I wish I didn't hear Rachel Zegler's comments about like how it's not the 1937
Yeah.
version because it follows the formula to a T, even more so than most of the live action movies. So it's the exact same story. I don't think Disney's figured out musicals at the moment. Like every 2 minutes, it's a new song and none that we know. So it's just
So
like
it's not Wicked.
None that we know.
none that we know.
Oh, that's
Maybe one.
What's wrong with they didn't have? They didn't want to pick the old songs.
Yeah, like it's there's like Whistle While You Work. There's a couple old songs, but it's like every 5 minutes
at
it's a
that.
new song, and it just
I hate that.
like there's more songs than there is dialogue.
Ugh.
The costuming's kind of cheesy. Gal Gadot has a song in there that really just shouldn't be in there.
Does Gal sing? I didn't.
No,
No. Okay.
but she does in this movie
okay.
that I know of. But yeah, no, it
Harsh.
Shade.
yeah, I'm sorry. I really wanted to love it. I really did. And I was even looking at Connor. I dragged him to it and I was just like, I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
I
so-
Would
brought
you have
here.
left like halfway through if you
I'm
could?
not really, I don't like to like walk out of movies and I always like have in my mind, I'm like, maybe it's going to get better. And then it's like,
Mhm.
this must be ending soon. And to be, it's an hour and 36 minutes, but it feels like it's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah.
And so you
Wow.
clapped and it was over because it was done.
Oh yeah. It's done. By the time it's like, oh, maybe this will get better. It's like, no, why is this happening? Okay, no, the costumes. I will say the sets, I'm assuming it's AI of some sort because it literally looks like they're in Thomas Kincaid paintings. It's beautiful, but yeah, no, you could wait for streaming for that.
Have you ever wanted to clap after sex because it was so bad, Victoria?
Oh,
What?
How did we get here?
Because it's bad?
Well, I'm just like, the idea of like something being done and you clap and everyone's like, oh, we'll clap. And then you're like, well, it's because it's done.
yeah, I guess maybe once or twice. Now that I think
In my
about it,
mind?
I didn't really think about it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
Time to go
That
home.
Fun.
that was horrible.
Thank
Thank God
fucking
you're
God.
done. Yeah, I guess so.
There's nothing worse than a guy, for a guy when it's like, you get that look.
Yeah,
You're just like,
yeah.
whenever are you ready? Are you done?
You done there? Okay. Well, I guess
Whenever you're done, I'm done.
yeah, and it's like
For
you just
sure.
do the head turn. You're like, okay.
And the guy's like,
Here.
are you okay? And you're like,
Yeah.
Why do you know
I
that
always wonder
look
if,
so
like-
much.
I mean, we're all human,
I wonder if guys. I always wondered if guys like could pick up on that because
Well,
they just seem like they're in their own world. I'm like, I'm not actually here. I
Or
don't
you just-
exist.
When you say like, "Are you close?" Though it's like they think it's because it's a good thing, and you're like, "No, no,
Yes.
like, Are you close?"
Exactly.
yeah, I picked up a long time ago. I was like, all right, it's time.
Yeah, you're almost
Okay,
done.
all right.
or-
She
Give
wants
it
this
to
to
me.
end.
yeah, you start like talking really dirty so they finish. Yeah.
You say some crazy
shit.
wild shit.
You're like, God, anything.
Yeah.
No, I've
I've
never
been
been
there.
Once or twice.
Like the way that if you could like put it between my toe and
Yeah.
wrap it around.
Put it in my ear.
Toe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you start saying the craziest shit.
Yeah, well, it was
That's
been
life.
there.
And then, because he's like down for anything in that moment, and then
Mhm.
you have that post nut clarity, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean any of that. Uh,
Seriously, though.
and
can see it in his
It got
face, too.
so
You're like-
weird. The next 20 minutes, he's always like checking in. It's like,
How are you?
are you okay? Like,
Are we good?
You're
or-
so beautiful.
what's wrong?
I love
What's
you.
wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
That's true.
It's so true.
Uh,
Oh my
Speaking
God.
of crazy sex stories, should we talk about White Lotus?
I
so you finally watched.
did.
I didn't love it.
I didn't love it.
I don't what like Mike White. Mike's watching too much porn, clearly.
Oh.
Yeah.
'Cause
Did you see that the next morning they were in each other's
Shorts. Yeah.
and people are like, does that mean they had sex, or
No,
does
it
that
means
mean
they were
is there like
naked
a
on
deeper
drugs and when they got
meaning?
Yeah.
dressed. I think that was just like
Yeah,
fun
he
little
just like,
Easter egg.
yeah, he's just like, exactly. That's what I thought too. But I did go
I mean, it was
there in my
already kind of-
mind.
Fucked up enough. I don't.
Yeah,
It just made me feel uncomfortable.
me too. Patrick Schwarzenegger crushed the reaction.
my
though.
God.
Him just
Yeah.
being like,
He's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's really good.
He's really good.
Like crazy good.
Whose situation would you want to be in the least from like everybody on this show?
Definitely not interested in jerking off my brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's
know what
situ-
you're
Right,
at.
like you wake up on a Monday morning and you're one of these people. Like what's the biggest nightmare here?
Like like going to prison. as soon
dad,
as you
yeah.
Get back to the
Yeah,
States,
like-
wanting to kill yourself.
Definitely one of the 3 girlfriends because that's all first world problems
Wait,
so far.
you don't want to be one of them?
No,
would
that's the
be.
best situation.
Oh, the best
No,
situation.
it's the person
yeah.
you
Because
wanna
their
be the
problems
least.
are
Yeah.
all like first world problems so far.
Yeah.
that we know of. Also, I know this is like not. This is a hot take, controversial take. I'm Team Jacqueline.
I like her.
Like if she was there for her friend,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, hey, you should hook up with the hottie, hook up with the honey, hook up with the honey. She couldn't close it.
Jacqueline's married.
She's also I was about to say,
Yeah.
Oh, Jacqueline's married?
She is married.
I thought it's like a boyfriend
She had a whole
situation.
conversation with her husband the next day.
Oh, well, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay,
Yeah,
mine
you're
is
like, you know what? Fuck that though.
Relationship-
vacation.
Relationship aside.
totally. I forgot about that. Yeah, so that's fucked up. I'm wrong. Let's
Vacation.
pretend that Jacqueline's character is not in a relationship.
Okay.
Because that happens all, like with friends,
She
happens
was-
with guys too, happens
Yeah.
with girls. You go on vacation, like, and you meet a group of people, and then all the single people, it's a little bit of like, let's all be
Yeah.
friendly, but it's also a little competitive. It's just a
Mhm.
little, like a little dancing, and
And she was saying, Lori was saying, like, you've done this since high school. Like, you haven't changed.
Yeah,
So
that
it
makes
was
sense.
like,
Mhm.
yeah.
bet it maybe Lori could never close, and Jacqueline was like,
She's not a closer.
"Can I close her?"
But
Like,
maybe Lori thought she had some time because she was the only single one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was like,
that's
I'll take it
true.
slow.
So take it slow. I'm here for a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like if it's like a sports metaphor, you're always passing the ball to your teammate because it's like, all right, they need some points, so you keep trying to give them the assist. Well, how many times before they brick it are you going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and take this shot because
Before they break it.
Shooter's got to shoot.
shooter's got to shoot.
Mhm.
Period.
I did think Leslie Bibb, what's her character's name?
What is her
Oh, yeah. What is her name? Does she have a name?
She's the independent.
Yeah.
Kate.
Kate. Really?
Kate, that's her name. I would not have guessed.
I know. I'm like, what is her? She's
Okay.
just
Well, Leslie Bibb, whenever she was like, it was the most like relatable. These three women are so good
They are so
at
good.
delivering like actual facial expressions and
Mhm.
scenarios that happen in the like her telling her being like, oh my God, and guess who was leaving her room?
Yeah.
And then she sees her getting mad. She's like, I thought I didn't know you were going to be mad.
So do you think her character was being honest about not realizing how triggering it was going to be, or do you think she likes the drama and she was pretending?
No.
No, I think she was like, let's talk shit, how we always
Yeah.
talk shit. And then like, oh,
Like, did you
no,
see?
Wait, you're mad.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And then it wasn't going to be a thing after. But then
Yeah.
Lori took it to the next level.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When Lori
And then
rats
she's
her
like,
out.
Fuck. Yeah.
She was
And
laying
then-
right there. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Well, I'm going to say in your single days. I'm not sure how wifed up you are. But
Well, we'll see after this weekend.
after this weekend. But I'm sure you've been out with the girlfriends before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have you ever felt like you've had friends try to compete with you that it was like, why?
Listen, listen. I've been out with Victoria before, and the way that men will just be like, oh my God, like crawling all over Victoria. And it makes you be like, I also thought I was hot, but clearly I am not. It's like you walking with Victoria and being like, we're two bad bitches. And then everyone's obsessed with Victoria. And you're like, it's
Stop.
perfect.
Shut the fuck up. It's because you're married.
I'll be going home.
It's because you're married.
Immediately.
And they know.
Yes.
It's all over the internet.
For sure. That is why. But it really is humbling to go in public with Victoria Fuller because it is.
Shut up.
Yeah.
No.
So I can only imagine what her friends who get to go out with her constantly is like. Wishing y'all the best.
Good luck out there. No. It's I actually feel like I always am giving my friends like the guy. 'Cause-
Sure.
Yeah.
And the
But,
guy's like,
like-
no. Was
But
hoping
when
for you.
Yeah. And then what if
I actually had this situation happen to me recently with a friend, and she got so upset with me, and it's just so stupid. I can't even talk about it. But
in guys' world, and like I would always have like friends. There'd always a couple friends who maybe struggled to close at times.
yeah.
And if we'd go out and there'd be a group of girls, whatever, they would go like dibs.
Oh.
We you know what I'm saying? They
Right.
would like we'd meet a group of people, and like before we even knew like names.
Yeah.
Like, green shirt's mine.
Yeah.
Well, this
And I'd been
actually-
like, okay, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see if
Uh,
green shirt's yours, sweetheart, by the end of tonight.
And then they would get mad when Green Shirt
Liked
and
you.
I were like vibing. And I'm like, in what world was I supposed to just
Right.
sit around and watch you strike out?
Exactly.
Well, and what
I
did the
agree.
girl in the green shirt look like? If we're...
And what is her name?
Yeah.
First and last, please. I will be finding her
She's
tonight.
imaginary.
I actually had this happen to me recently.
Who are
it
the
was a
guys
whole
you're
thing.
upset liked Victoria more than you?
Strangers.
Okay.
Like, honestly,
Strangers.
they could have been all the grandpas from Golden Bachelor. And I'm like, what the fuck? What about me? They're like, yeah, excuse me, ma'am. You could just move over. The girl in the green.
Shut up. Whatever.
Very true.
Not to mention you've been like pregnant and married, so it's like
Yeah.
they're hitting on you while you're pregnant. That's insane.
No. God, no. God, no. No, the one time I had an interaction with a man while I was pregnant, it was me walking across the street when I wasn't supposed to be, and the man said, "Move it, fat ass."
Oh my God.
So it's been fun. It was fun. Yeah.
No, I don't believe you.
Yeah, he did.
Why?
And I said, "I'm pregnant. What's your excuse?"
And you probably had like your cute little crop top on with your belly out.
Yeah, that I thought was
That
really
is
cute. And then I
horrible.
look back at photos of me, like that. There's like a couple. Chambliss will constantly send me these like random paparazzi photos of me while I'm pregnant, and it is jarring. I was doing the crop top and the shorts, and it was not working for me.
Sure it was.
Yes, it
Not
was.
when I see those
Yes, it
photos.
was. Yes, it was.
Because it was a slow, gradual process of you getting more and more pregnant.
Yeah.
It was like, you look great.
I loved it. I thought you had because you used your bump as an accessory.
It was.
I thought it was so cute.
It was.
agree.
When we went to Toronto and we did Alex's live show
Mhm.
and we posted that video and it got like 10 million views. You looked stunning.
Aw,
I
I thought you were
came
the
out like this
cutest pregnant
baddie with a
person.
baby.
Yeah.
And it was like people were quite taken with it.
And you were like,
Yeah.
I feel like you felt so confident too with it.
I definitely did
Yeah.
until I look back at some
You know
photos that I didn't personally take of myself, and
Well,
I'm
those
like,
paparazzi
oh,
photos, they're never.
They're never
Yeah.
flattering.
Well, no
for
one
any
can
of us.
accuse you of staging those photos.
that is true.
Yeah.
I definitely would have posed.
Well, they can, but they probably will still accuse you.
Yeah, they will.
I have had plenty of like really ugly paparazzi photos, and people are like, "Oh, stage," and I'm like, "What?"
You're
In
like,
what
why would
world?"
I want
And-
that out there?
Like, you don't think I would have maybe applied some lotion and
Yeah.
like
smile?
Or maybe like stood up a little straighter or
not go like this.
sucked in?
yeah.
Look so grumpy or pissed, like you want to kill
Like they
someone.
called the
But did
paparazzi
you-
on themselves.
Did you hear that? Speaking of Leslie Bibb, she revealed that Heather Dubrow, friend of show, played a role in developing her White Lotus character.
Really?
As in, she like met with Heather, or she just watched some Heather.
I was gonna say because she kind of does give Heather Dubrow vibes.
I was at a party last week.
Yeah.
I was at an Armani.
I'll say it, Armani.
I went to an Armani.
Nope.
I went to
I'll
an
say it.
Armani. Armani.
There we go.
Armani.
Yeah,
Got it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I saw Leslie Bibb there. She was very lovely.
Did y'all talk?
No, I was like, love the show.
She
Bye.
was very lovely. Did y'all talk? No.
He's like,
She
I have
was-
no idea. She didn't say a word.
She
to
was
me.
very lovely from afar.
She looked kind. She looked very kind to the people she was talking to.
She was smiling a lot.
Justin came as my +1.
Aw.
I was the Natalie. Like, okay, let's.
I don't like bothering
Oh,
people.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick,
Justin
Nick
was
needs
forcing you to
direction.
talk to people.
No, but he
Oh.
was willing.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I feel like anytime Nick's like refuses to
I'm
go
like,
up
I'm
to
not
someone.
good at
I'm like,
this.
it's Drew.
Yeah.
It's Drew Barrymore. Go over there, give her your
Yes,
number.
I remember that.
Tell her, yeah.
You like
She gave me her
walked up to
number,
her.
and I must have been a fake number because she never responded.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Did it go to iMessage or
Drew Barrymore
Green?
was like, yeah, I'm sure it's
Gives her
911. Call me.
It's like what we do when guys ask for our numbers and we give them fake numbers.
Literally.
She just like gave him some random.
And then they're like,
number.
all right, I'm just gonna.
Like, I'm gonna go ahead and call you really quick.
Your phone.
Can you?
Is it on silent or?
Yeah. Oh, did it go green or was there iMessage?
It was an iMessage.
Oh, so then she just didn't reply.
She was just like,
It was her number.
Yuck.
She's like, yeah, I regret it.
She's like, yucko.
Yeah, and I guess Leslie was saying something about like apologizing but not really saying you're sorry at the I don't know. What was the exact quote?
Just the way that they're able to like insult each other, and it's kind of tied up in a nice little bow. So that's kind of where you see the subtle shade with a smile.
Mhm.
Heather's very good at that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she is.
It's like she's apologizing for the person she's apologizing to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
I'm
That's true.
sorry.
I'm sorry you
are
feel
that
that
I'm
way.
sorry for you.
I'm sorry you're poor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
not my
Literally.
problem, but I am sorry for you.
Yeah.
Boy, those decisions 7 years ago, you probably would have done something differently if you knew it would lead you to this moment, right? Sorry.
That is kind of how she is.
Yeah.
Kind of love it though.
Heather's out of touchness. Love.
I know. I like it too.
Yeah. I want more of that in my housewives. I don't need relatable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be relatable.
Well, before we get to Bozoma talking shit about Justin's girl, Sutton, just a quick reminder, we do have Natalie from Love Island later this episode to dish on some of the tea following the finale of said show, which will be very helpful for us if we ever get a chance to talk to the rest of the cast. But it's a nice little setup, I think, from Natalie. So that is later this episode. So exciting stuff. Bozoma Insane accuses Sutton of being mean and says she's not the person she anticipated.
She said in an interview, I'm very surprised at the Sutton who showed up in our conversations and in this season. I am shocked by it because she's not the person I anticipated. I just didn't anticipate that Sutton would be so mean. So I don't know who this version of a person is and whether or not she is trustworthy from now on out. I have no idea. I feel like she's one of those people that I will watch my back with. So is she kind of saying like, on camera, she's different than off camera? Is that basically what that means?
Or at least she heard, she just assumed she would be nicer or heard she was nice. Or maybe she was listening to this podcast and heard Justin being like, oh my God, when I met her in person, she was just like lovely and amazing. And then she got to meet her.
And she was like, your wallet doesn't match.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Remember that?
No.
Well, if I'm Bozoma, like who, for everything we know about her, is very self-made, very independently successful, Netflix executive, entrepreneur, like independently wealthy, like has dealt with her own trauma, her own tragedy. Certainly Sutton has as well. We've heard her talk about her father and things like that. But if you're Bozoma and you're looking at Sutton, it might be a little harder to respect Sutton, like Sutton's like money comes from not
her husband,
and like
Her
it's just
ex.
like when Bozoma chooses not to throw her money in other people's faces, and I would be a little more critical of Sutton.
I could
because
see
it's
it.
like, you don't need to act this way. I don't act this way. Why are you acting this way?
Right.
In a way that like maybe can come across as a bit mean and entitled and privileged.
I could see that. But I think that that's kind of like the charm about her is that she doesn't really care.
I think
She definitely doesn't give a fuck.
No. I gotta love it.
I think she cares.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like she says these things for like the
Sure, but as soon as
shock
you go,
factor.
Sutton, that one, and she freaks out, and then like she loses her fucking mind as soon as like someone's like, hey, but that one time you were kind of mean.
Yeah.
And she does the damage control.
She does not act unbothered.
No, I just meant she like says all this shit and it's like really crazy and she doesn't care what she's saying.
In the moment,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
She does care if people like correct
Come
her.
for her
Yeah.
afterwards. Yeah. If people say they don't like it, then she gets upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like, well, wait, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Rewards Hunt is on, so join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. But the excitement is only getting started because new players can get 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code VIALLFILES and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 500 casino spins on a featured game only on the most rewarding place to play, DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured games only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 4/27/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
When you have a pet, you love taking care of them because in their own way, they take care of you. But even if you're the best parent in the world, unpredictable things can happen. Fortunately, you can always give your care a boost with ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. Today's episode is sponsored by the ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program.
Well, we obviously love our dogs, Jeff and Steve, but sometimes they get in a little bit of trouble, especially Steve. He eats kind of everything that's laying around, and every once in a while, he eats something that makes us real nervous, and that's when we're very thankful to have that ASPCA Pet Health Insurance. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they need. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for 18 years, and they've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. They allow you to customize your plan, helping ensure that your pet's plan is as unique as they are, because vet bills can really add up, especially when you're least expecting it. To explore coverage, visit the ASPCAPetInsurance.com/VIALL. That's ASPCAPetInsurance.com/VIALL. Again, that's ASPCAPetInsurance.com/VIALL. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independent American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. Well, no one likes a stinky boyfriend, and sometimes when you're like having deodorant, you often wonder, why does this deodorant smell like this? But not when it comes to Cremo. For all the boys out there, they finally got some masculine, great smelling deodorant that not only protects you from stinking, but also like smells great. Ladies, your man's hard at work and plays hard, and he deserves to smell good while doing so. Cremo deodorant is the answer. Cremo's professionals meticulously design their products to provide 48-hour protection in appealing scents that set men apart from the crowd. Elevate your guy's deodorant experience with Cremo's 2 latest signature scents. The Italian Bergamot is bright, fresh, and robust, showcasing some great smelling notes. It smells fantastic. It's one of my favorites. What sets Cremo apart from others' men deodorant? Well, Cremo uses enhanced multi-layered scent technology to guarantee guys a longer lasting scent experience, so he can apply once and spend the rest of the day smelling his best. Head to Target or Target.com to find Cremo's new line of antiperspirants and deodorant in the Italian Bergamot and the Palo Santo scents. Once again, that's Target or Target.com. You won't regret it.
Well, speaking of Housewives, should we get into Atlanta?
Yes, of course.
I'm loving this season of Atlanta. It's only episode 3, but the drama, Portia, Drew, and Dennis. And it's like, do we agree that Portia has a right to be upset that Drew is hanging out or like making music with her baby daddy?
Yes.
I think definitely, and to the extent of like wanting to.
Drew, what was it? Bro Drew? What was in her? How is it?
She was like, he's strictly a friend, or it's very professional. No. And then it zoomed in on his name in her phone, Dennis Bro. It was like,
stop trying so hard.
Sure.
Buddy, Dennis, guy I'm not fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like my angel on earth. Oh, the editors did her dirty this episode too with the we never talk, we only text, and then it's like her on the phone, like on speakerphone, being like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah. What did you think of? Was it Shamia calling?
Yeah, Angela.
Yes, Shamia calling Angela like
Latoya
Jackson,
and
then Portia goes, It was so dirty and so wrong, and I loved every second of it.
I loved one of them being like, well, how did we get here? How did we go? And she's just like, I don't know. Just like her nose. Like, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
She's like, wait, why are we coming for people's personal looks?
They listen, Atlanta doesn't hold back, but it also feels like they don't take it so seriously. Like, I feel like if that joke was said with Beverly Hills or with,
glasses would be
Tamra
flying.
or something, like they would be so upset. It would last 3 episodes long. This fight, you called me Latoya Jackson. You made fun of my nose job.
I mean, I've had girlfriends who I would have been like, you can't talk to me that way. I'm like, I can't deal with that level of intensity. And they'd be like, well, this is just how me and my family talk. And I'm like, okay, no,
that checks out.
That makes sense, but not for me, so maybe like that's just, it seems maybe Atlanta, it's just like,
yeah, that's like what they do.
they're just used to like,
Yeah.
if you're friends and you're just kind of, you're at each other's throats, it's less maybe triggering, some people can't. I was like, I can't.
You're like, I hate this.
It's like, am I not supposed to take you seriously when you call me a fucking idiot with nothing going for me, or or is that we're joking? Okay.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
Also, Drew saying that she like tried to talk to Portia about the dentist, and she's like, I asked her twice what she was doing.
When they were showing the text messages, it's like, hey girl, you back in town?
Like want to get drinks, and she's like, oh, gotta cancel, something came up, and she's like, I tried, and she didn't want to listen. So
not once was there a text that was like, hey, I have something really important to talk to you about. Hey, I just want to run something by you.
Jump
Could you give
on
me
the
a call?
Just
give me a
just
call.
like really
FaceTime. Run it by you really quickly.
Yeah.
No, that was crazy. Also, Kenya, the whole difference between whore and hoe. Is there?
Listen, I do
Whore is
think
definitely worse, right?
Yeah.
Whore is
No,
worse.
hoe is like a term of endearment. I feel like hoe is like bitch if it's in the right way.
Like, you're a hoe.
My bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Whore?
What's up, whore?
Yeah, that one that's hard.
That's bad. That's really bad.
So I agree that there is definitely a difference. I also do feel like whore isn't used as much as it once was.
I agree.
I haven't heard that word in a long
Whore?
time.
Yeah.
Bring it back?
No.
No,
No.
Please
never
don't.
bring it
Bury
back.
it.
Ever.
Sounded like a gripe.
No, it was just like, oh wow, like everyone's leveled up.
Yeah,
We kind of
yeah.
stopped calling
He's like,
women
no,
whores.
bring it back, whore.
Whore. It's so dirty.
It's so dirty.
Super
It's not even, it's like, what are we even talking about? It's not even the same word. It's hoe.
It's not even, no.
Hoe has
Not
like
at
a
all.
bubbly feeling to
Yeah,
it.
hoe's like,
Ho, 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 ho.
it's like cute, you know? Get a little
Yeah, it's
hoe.
literally part of Christmas.
okay.
I can't. And then we had Kelly and Portia making up over lunch. I've never heard of a strawberry Hennessy margarita. Would you try
That
it?
was crazy.
What?
And
Sounds
she was
good.
sipping.
She
just-
said it was great.
I was like, wow. But Hennessy's whiskey, right?
I think it's Scotch.
These Atlanta bitches are different.
Yeah.
Hennessy's crazy.
So there was Hennessy and tequila in it.
I think it's instead of the tequila, it would be
Hennessy.
Hennessy. But yeah, that was an interesting drink order, but happy to see them make up.
Yeah, it was like, what was even their fight about?
Just Kelly kind of talking shit about Portia, but not really knowing Portia, and Portia's whole thing being like, you don't know me.
Oh yeah, being like she didn't let her husband like leave that or something. It was about like his previous.
Yeah. It's just nonsensical bullshit, but I'm glad that they made up. And then we had Kelly's Bomb On Mommy and Me event. Also, these Atlanta housewives really do things different. Kelly's daughter, that was like her 17th birthday, got like 17 bags, and they were all like designer bags. And I was just like,
No, yeah,
born into the wrong family.
what the fuck?
Buying designer clothes for your like young children to me is the most insane thing you could spend your money on.
Really?
Yeah.
They grow out of it so fast.
Jojo Siwa very graciously and kindly gifted River when she was born, like Gucci
That's cute.
outfits along with the Gucci diaper bag. The Gucci diaper bag is stunning. The outfits
Stunning.
are really cute, but I'm like, they're like archival pieces. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I will never, she can't get like spaghetti stains on this Gucci like romper.
Yeah, but you could take pictures for it. That's like where my mind goes.
Like after your wedding when you just trash the dress.
Yeah, like you can
Did
just
you do that?
can
Does
get
anyone
like
do that?
cute
Oh
photos
my God,
of her.
I did not do that. It is preserved.
Yeah.
I got it
It's going in a
professionally
museum.
cleaned and it is preserved in a box.
Are you going to wear it again?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
she is.
You know,
Like a renewal or like a vow renewal or something? Like 10-year? Would you ever wear it again, I guess is the question.
probably because it's yeah, I probably would. I think it's
Yeah.
so classic that
Mhm.
I definitely would if we did something. It would be like a fun, yeah, like full circle moment, I think, but I don't know.
I love your dress.
I know I loved it too. It
Stunning.
was so good.
What'd you do with the Friday dress? The river.
Oh, they just let me borrow that.
Really?
The Sink
Oh.
Girls, yeah. I
Wow.
didn't buy it.
Oh, bless
know.
them.
Lucky
I know.
you, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually bought all my wedding dresses.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Yes, I
With
did.
your own money?
Mhm.
Aw.
That's
Fully-
criminal.
Who was supposed to buy it?
You. You get
I
to
was?
you get to marry her.
I got her a
Wendy-
wedding.
How lucky are you?
How lucky are you? Do you remember when we were at that first bridal shop and I was like,
Oh,
saying yes to the dress?
I am saying yes to the dress.
We like popped champagne. He was like, all right, if you want to put the $5,000 deposit down right now. I was like, oh.
And Nick was like, maybe we should look at other places first too before we decide on the first
Literally
place.
the first stop we went to. We had 2 more stores to go to that weekend, and it was like, maybe let's not put $5,000
Yeah.
down right now. And thank God
You were
I
very.
did.
I had to convince you not to.
I
She was like, but I
know.
want it.
I know. I was like, but you don't understand.
This is the one. It
And
was
we
not
already
the one.
popped the
It
champagne.
was not
It
the
was
one.
not.
No, literally, it was
No.
about like, but what am I supposed to tell him? I'm like, you'll be back.
Because we had done the whole like
we
he
did
was,
the whole thing.
He was like, "Are you saying
yes to the dress. And we're like,
Wait, you had a take backseat on the dress?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
she had to.
Had to. I was like, so we
Well, that's his fault. He pressured you into a purchase that you weren't ready
He
for.
did.
He did. I
It's his
wasn't
fault.
prepared.
It's like when you test drive a car and you sit in it. It's like, wait, it's your new car, and you're like, is it? Cars sales people do. When I first bought a car, my very first like real car, like a brand new car, everything before that was just like some beater.
Mhm.
I basically drove in to the dealership and like honestly, I don't think my car was going to work. I don't know if
On
I
the
could.
way out.
Honestly, it
Yeah.
wasn't going to get home, and like I was kind of, I got a job. Or like a real job, but I hadn't started the real job yet. And I knew I was getting fucked. I knew I was getting a bad deal. And they put my old license plate on the new car. It's kind of like, well, it's yours now. And I kind of was like, I guess. But like, I definitely could have gotten out of it. But they just like.
Wait, that's so awkward. I hate that story.
Because I basically didn't want to be like, well, I don't know if I want it yet. And they're like, yeah,
They do pressure you.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It is crazy how like you'll be afraid to say something because you don't want to hurt. Like we had some people helping us like move some pieces of ours, and I was looking at all the pieces that had arrived, and I was like, wait, I think like maybe this artwork that was passed down from my great grandfather isn't here. I'm not seeing it. Nick's like, why don't you ask the guy? I'm like, I don't want to make him feel like he lost it.
Right. Right.
It's like a nice. You need to be like, excuse me, where's my
shit?
artwork?
Well, I think that's a woman thing too.
Definitely.
I think we've been conditioned to do that over a long period of time, where we're like scared to speak up because we don't want to make the
Anyone
man
uncomfortable.
I'm the opposite.
uncomfortable.
I'm more like,
Well,
what
'cause
the
you're a
fuck?
man.
And then
Yeah.
he's just like, oh, but it's, sorry.
No,
It's like when you're getting your nails done.
Yeah,
You're like, do you like this
nails
color?
I'm like,
and you're like,
yes, stunning.
I
love it.
love this neon yellow.
Yeah.
I think.
You're like scared to like change anything. Or they'll be like, do you like this shape? I'm like, yeah, I do.
There is
Now I
no,
live like this for 3 weeks.
there's very few greater like powers than be able to like sit in an uncomfortable situation and not give a fuck, and you just stare at the other person and wait for them to respond.
Oh God, nightmare.
Oh my God, I
That
thrive.
feels-
It's like my
No.
favorite. I'll just be like, yeah, no,
Nick is
I
one
could
of
not be more zen in this room full of anxiety, and
I love that for you.
I'm just more like, this is my resting state, guys. This like, welcome to my world.
He's
Hello.
always like, listen, if you don't want to be the best, tell him it's me. Tell him it's my problem. Tell him like I'm
I
the
tell
one who
Natalie to
doesn't
blame me
want.
everything.
Yeah,
And
like,
she
blame it
does.
on me.
And she does.
And I'm
It's
like,
like, what am I
and I
supposed
will
to
be
do?
doing.
Blame me. I'll call.
Yeah. I
I'm
like that.
I'm like, listen, I don't like this dress on me.
Yeah, I'm like,
I hate it.
It's really mad.
My husband
right
doesn't
now.
like this dress on me, so
Yeah. I have to return it. I'm so sorry.
You did do that though. You're like, my husband says I have to wait.
I did.
Yeah.
Because he probably was like, blame it on me. And I was like, okay.
That's a
That's
good
so
dynamic
nice.
though.
Do you
for
remember
too.
being at that wedding dress shop and I was pregnant and I like passed out in the fitting room?
Oh yeah, I
And
do remember
And
that.
I had to tell the guy help me in dresses. He's like, are you okay? I'm like,
She's like on the floor. She like can't move. She's hypoglycemic. She hasn't had any sugar all day.
He was like, so what's wrong? And I was like, you can't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, sure. He's like, I can't tell like your family that's out there. They might be worried.
No, you cannot tell anybody. She's like passed out on
Was
the
he like,
floor.
oh, so this is why you're getting married? Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not love.
Yeah.
So what
He
are
was
we
like,
gonna do
shotgun
about these
wedding?
fittings?
I hear ya. And then he was like, I actually was once married to a woman. And I was like, oh. He was like, and I'm married to a man. And I was like, okay.
You're like, this is
like,
so
could be your-
fun. Yeah.
So what are you going to
be your
name your
journey.
bastard child?
Oh my God.
It was
some
quite
interesting
It was
experience.
quite the experience.
And then the lady who walked
So
in,
sin.
Oh
the
yeah,
houseless lady who walked in.
there was a houseless lady who walked in, and we were all like,
What do you mean houseless? Like homeless?
Oh,
We
God,
do
you can't
not
say
use that word. Houseless.
Is that a new thing?
Unhoused.
They're
Unhoused.
unhoused. An unhoused woman wandered in, and we were the only.
I just want to understand, why is that different and more specifically better? Is it because it's new?
Stigma, I think.
Stigma?
Yeah, stigma. It's just
So
like,
what happens when 5 years from now we've all been saying unhoused, all these unhoused
then
people?
we'll have to change it.
Then we'll have to change it because like we've just
They'll have houses by then.
and they will.
They'll-
and
they
then
will-
the new
they will
ones-
have houses
Yeah,
by
hopefully
then.
we'll have solved the problem.
Yeah.
by all means, I would love. Yeah.
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 Let's get everyone in a house.
Because I think home is where the heart is.
Are they going to go? So what about the charity? Is it going to
House.
be unhoused? What about the homeless, not
Homeless,
toothless?
toothless.
Oh,
What are
yes.
you going to do?
Houseless, not
Unhoused.
toothless.
Unhoused,
And untoothed.
no teeth?
Justin's.
Nobody knows the title. Of
No
it.
one knows the name of the charity.
Yeah.
Still to this
Almost
day.
not toothless.
And then the next day we went to a different shop and my mom was like sobbing, crying at one of the dresses. And she was like, I think this is it.
And it was
I
not
like,
it.
Maybe it is. And then I accidentally showed Nick a picture in the car and he's like, I don't like it. I saw wings and I don't like it.
Wings.
It had like long sleeves that went down. And I was like, he was like, you have to pose every picture with your arms up like this. I don't like it.
I remember that. And we all thought it was the one. And Nick was like,
Is that the
"Hey,
one
we
your
hate
mom?
that
Is
one."
that the one your mom was crying over?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
Yeah.
like sobbing. She loved it.
Yeah.
She was like, this is it, Natalie. And Nick's like, what the fuck is that?
I was like, look at this
If
picture.
it was
I took.
1980, yeah, but when you got married,
I
was
think
like,
it was pretty.
I said,
But
look
it
at
was
this picture I took of Jeff earlier. Oh my God. He was like, I don't know what that was. I don't know what I just saw, but I'll be honest with you. I don't like it.
Oh.
I was like, well, that takes that off my plate.
oh my gosh.
and then I said, blame me.
Yeah. And we did.
Send it back.
And we did.
Blame me.
Truly. Well,
All right, well, coming up next, Natalie from Temptation Island joins us, and she serves up some tea and some burning questions that I think will serve us well in the future. And then after Natalie, we'll come back, and I do need to talk about my favorite online obsession, the, what's his name, Ashton? Ashton? I don't know. He's the ASMR daily routine guy, and now there's all these, like, viral videos of all these daily routines. I am curious about, like, what your morning routine is, because it is nice.
Oh, mine? I
Well,
think we talked about this before,
even though the
actually.
entire internet is kind of like, it's like everyone's laughing at this guy and he's just more like embracing it. And, you know,
Mhm.
like it is kind of fascinating because his whole like shtick is just like a lifestyle like this.
Yeah.
And now people are picking it apart and questioning how real this lifestyle is. But then when you think about it, he's just, all he is just, he's an online creator. And it's just
Right.
like clear, it's like he's doing the thing he wants, which is getting people to like notice and talk about it and watch it over and over, whether they like it, make fun of it, not make fun of it.
nobody's content is original. Everyone does.
But
the
I
same
was thinking
thing.
more about it. Like
He's mad that people are like copying his morning routine, and it's like,
Oh.
but he's unbothered because people
I'm like-
also copied Jesus, and Jesus didn't let it bother him.
Yeah, Jesus didn't.
That's what he said.
Also, Champagne Poppy didn't. I feel like Drake did this like years ago.
the morning routine.
Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah.
ASMR style?
kind of.
Everybody.
Did he
does
also
it.
wake
My
up at
mind
3
does.
a.m.? And then my question is, I was thinking about it. If you're waking up at 3 a.m., like, are you really an early riser at that point, or did you just decide to work third shift? Well, when we come back, we'll discuss it. Here's Natalie.
Well, sleep is so important, especially for me to show up as a good parent to our daughter. And that's why we are so excited to share something that's made a real difference in our life. Beam's Dream Powder. Dream is a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin.
It's designed to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling amazing. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no next day grogginess, just great restful sleep. Plus, Dream tastes incredible, and it's become part of our nightly routine. Simple, easy, and effective. Our focus and energy came back and finally felt like we could tackle life head on instead of just trying to get through it.
Beam has already improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep, helping people across the country wake up and feel their best. Here's the deal. Beam is giving our listeners, parents or not, their best offer yet. Try their best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/VIALL and use code VIALL at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/VIALL and use code VIALL for up to 40% off. By supporting Beam, you support this show and all of us fellow parents out there. Place your first order of Beam and start getting their best sleep tonight. What does your child's future success look like to you? A job they're passionate about, traveling around the world, or just being happy and comfortable? Whatever their journey is, you can help make it easier to achieve with a kids investment account from Fabric by Gerber Life. By making a contribution to your child's future today, you can help give them the means to pursue their dreams, big and small. Fabric by Gerber Life was designed by parents for parents to make it easy to plan and manage your family's financial path. With a kid investment account from Fabric, you can start investing in your child's future today.
Kids can't invest when they're minors, but a kid's investment account allows you to invest on their behalf now, giving their investments time to grow. It's all online, and setting up an account could take just 5 minutes. Then you can manage your child's account and monitor their investments right from your phone. Funds can be used for nearly anything benefiting your child, from tuition to tutors to music classes. And when they're adults and out on their own, they can use the funds for anything they need.
Start with just $20 with no contribution limits, tax advantages, and your funds are SIPC insured up to $500,000, plus no commission fees and just a low flat monthly maintenance fee. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to protect their family. Start investing in your child today at meetfabric.com/VIALL. That's meetfabric.com/VIALL. MEET fabric.com/VIALL. This is a paid promotion for the Fabric UGMA product and not for investment advisory services. Portfolio managed by Fort Washington Investment Advisors Incorporated. Custodial services provided by Apex Clearing Corporation. All investing is subject to risk. Terms apply. Learn more at meetfabric.com.
Natalie, welcome to the VIALLFILES.
Hello, hello. I'm excited.
We are excited as well. Thank you for taking the time. How have you been?
I've been really good. I've been really excited since the show aired, and now I can finally talk about my experience.
Yeah, it's a wild experience you had, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, where do you want to start? Or I feel like there's a lot of burning questions. There's been a lot of TikTok lives going on with the cast. You did not leave Temptation Island with Grant.
No.
But it seems like the relationship didn't end though when Temptation Island ended. Can you fill us in post show about what went down, and then maybe we'll go back to when you were on an island of maybe shower scenes and things like that. We'll maybe figure out what happened.
Yeah,
well, I think the people. Well, we're just here, Natalie, to give the people what they need and want, and fill in gaps for things that maybe we don't get to see. So that's all we are. At your comfort level, of course. But can you let us know where we're at in terms of what happened between you and Grant post show, and all that drama that ensued?
Yeah, so I'll start right at the end of the show. I was fully aware that he probably wasn't going to ask me to leave in the bonfire with him. We had some conversations that they cut out where we talked about him being a little bit too messy, and he needed to figure out his own relationship with himself and Ashley and everything off of the island. And he had stuff moved in her place. And I was like, I think it's better if we're going to pursue this after, that we pursue it after, and that you kind of leave alone to work on yourself. I was more thinking there was a 10% chance, even though we had those conversations, he would still ask to leave with me. But so I was ready, and we did have a whole conversation after that final bonfire that they completely cut out as well, which I was sad about because I felt like I looked really good that day. So I was like, I need time. And then after that, we left the island. Well, we finished filming, and then me, Kay, Tyler, and Grant, we all stayed on the island for 4 more days immediately after filming. So even though we didn't leave the island together, we immediately went to the hotel together and spent 4 days.
And had a double date.
Yeah. And it was actually so much fun. We had the best time because we were all we have our phones back now. We're back in real life. This is super weird. And so it was nice to kind of all be together and do that.
How much of Ashley's decision to leave with Danny do you think played a role in Grant's decision to stay with you along with Tyler and Kay?
Ooh, good question. I think that watching it back, it was definitely interesting to see the way he was crying at the bonfire, and probably knowing and feeling the energy from Ashley that she wasn't going to choose to leave with him, and that even though he went first, she was probably going to leave with Danny. So I'm sure it played a big role. I think that Grant really wanted both Ashley and I, and obviously, clearly he was playing both sides the entire time, and even off the island.
That sounds like Grant. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. When I said oh, messy, hindsight's 20/20, I look back and I'm like, damn, messier than I kind of originally thought, but I knew going into it that it was kind of problematic. But I think that it definitely played a big part because he knew that she was with Danny, and so he also probably wanted, something for himself. And we did get really close on the island, so regardless of how things would have been off the island, I guess, in real life, we spent 4 weeks literally just getting to know each other. So we did build a strong connection, you could say. It's very TV term.
So y'all spent 4 nights together in the hotel, and then you left the island. You went back to You're West Coast. He went back to the South,
He's in
Florida or
Florida.
something.
Yeah.
What kind of happened in that period?
Okay, so when I first came home, came home to Arizona for like a day, which is where I live, but then all my family lives in Oregon. So after like 2 days of being home, I went home to Oregon to go stay with my family and see them. And so Grant and I had been in contact since we got our phones back or like separated. And then he called me when I was home in Oregon and was like, so I have this trip in Maryland. It's a work trip. Everything will be paid for, just come out. And I want to see you outside the island. And at first I was kind of like, I don't know, like it's very soon. He had moved out of Ashley's that week, which they didn't live together full time, at least from my perspective. Who knows?
That's what you were
actually
told.
happened, but
That's what you were told.
this is what I was told. So he told me that he went to go like move out of her apartment and they hardly talked to each other. And it was really just like tense. And then he got all of his stuff out and I was like, okay, now that that's done with, I guess maybe I will consider seeing you in Maryland, which I don't think that's how it actually happened when he went to go move out of her apartment. But again, I wasn't there, so I don't totally know. But I was with my family and I was like, should I just do it? I'm a full sender, like, especially with a free trip, like twist my arm. That's totally up my alley. And so I was like, okay, I'll just do it. So I went to Maryland and we honestly had like the best trip. We had the best time. He was kind of filming for some of it. It was beautiful weather, sat by the pool, drank margaritas.
What was he filming?
He was filming at this like wealth summit place because he's a videographer, photographer.
Okay. All right.
So that's why
Gotcha.
he was there filming that. And
It's
then
like Temptation Island 2 already? Jesus.
In Maryland?
God.
Like, okay.
Yes, no, this was like a completely different job that he did.
Gotcha,
So,
okay.
and then we had the best time, which I was kind of not like surprised, but I wasn't expecting us to like really hit it off outside the island. But we did on this trip in particular. But I kind of think that like when you get really close with someone and then they know all the things that you're looking for in a partner and they want to like pursue you and make it work, I think that that was more so what was happening than us like just actually hitting it off in real life.
You don't
Okay.
think he was being genuine?
I think he was trying to be genuine to the best of his ability. And I think that like he did want to be those things for me, but I think that he was so wrapped up with Ashley and so wrapped up in his own like issues and stuff that he was having that it was just impossible for him to be those things long term.
When you say trying to be genuine, that sounds like a really nice way of saying, I don't think Grant can be genuine. Or is that an unfair statement?
I think that maybe there's some truth in that. I think that he does have like a lot of his own stuff that he needed to work through, and jumping from Ashley to me, like with literally like negative time in between.
Sure.
There was no way he was going to be able to work on those things, even though I think he knows what he needs to work on.
How
maybe.
long has it been since all of that?
This was last June.
Do you think he's done the work yet?
That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in like 8 months.
Okay.
So
then after this Maryland trip, was that pretty much it? Or did you guys try to make it, like try to date or try to make it work or try anything?
So Nick, the Maryland trip was the start.
Okay.
That was like the start of our off-island thing. So we said our goodbyes in the airport, and then he ended up chasing me down to my gate. It was this whole dramatic Grant style thing where I was the last one to board and I was sitting there waiting for him to come. And then he was like, I want to jump into this with you. Like we had the best trip. Let's be exclusive. And again, like I said, I'm a full sender. And I was like, okay, we just had the best trip, let's do it. I'm down. And that lasted like a month. It was very short-lived.
And why? What did you like? Was that everything you're saying is basically you liked the idea of how Grant presented himself, and there was a lot you liked, and clearly you guys had good chemistry. But everything you're saying implies that, like, at the end of the day, he wasn't who he said he was, or you sounded very excited to date a version of Grant that he wanted you to believe that he was. That's what I'm hearing from you. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Okay.
I think that, yeah, you nailed it.
What specifically happened that made you, were you the one who said, fuck this, like, I'm out, this isn't the way I expected it? Or like, how did things end so quickly?
No, so some people might be surprised to hear, I in fact wasn't, but he ended up cheating on me with Ashley.
Okay.
Oh,
About
Okay.
a month in. And he called me right after and told me about it.
Okay, man.
Yeah, so props to him for that, but I'll give him that. But
Did he say I cheated on you with Ashley, or he's like, hey, hooked up with my ex, or sorry, like what did that conversation like? Because I'm honestly a bit shocked that he, some props.
took accountability. People say he can't take accountability, but he did with
He
me.
did,
So
yeah.
immediately, he's the type of person too, which I was not so much. So like, this was one thing that we kind of like didn't align with in real life, is he wants to like constantly talk to me. And so he went like a couple hours without texting me. And I was like, something's weird. Like, Grant's always texting me. And I called my best friend and I was like, I swear he's got to be with Ashley. And she was like, no, like, you're crazy. You're crazy. I was like, no, I'm telling you, like, woman's intuition, call it whatever you want. But like, I swear he's with Ashley right now. And she was like, okay. And then an hour later, Grant called me and I was like, were you with Ashley? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, did you kiss her? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess that's all I need to know. Like, I'm never going to talk to you again. I'll see you at the premiere. And our conversation was like 5 minutes long. And then I hung up.
Was it just a kiss, or that you don't know?
Yeah, it was just a kiss, at least from when I've talked about it with Ashley. Yes.
Okay,
But
okay.
that was like just enough for me in the call where I was like, okay, you disrespected me, crossed the line. And him and I had that conversation before, because obviously, like, this isn't like shocking news that Grant would cheat on me. It's kind of his character. So I'd drawn that line like very clear before, that if he was to disrespect me in any way with Ashley or with any girl for that matter, I would give him like a minute or two to explain himself, and then I would never speak to him again. So
Pretty valid.
that's exactly what I did.
Was watching anything back surprising to you?
Well, so I had like heard about the bonfire clips, but again, like everything that we heard from what happened in the bonfire clips was from the boys themselves. We didn't actually have like contact with the women in the other house until after, or anyone for that matter. And so like seeing the bonfire clips for myself and seeing how much less bad they were than the boys' bonfire clips. But when the boys came home, they needed like maximum support and comforting and consoling from us. And it's like
The nerve.
she, like the first bonfire, when she came home, he was like absolutely so upset by whatever she said. And she crossed every boundary and line of the things that they had talked about before. And it was like, wow.
Was
like,
this
they must
before
be
or
done
after the
with them.
shower?
This is before. This is the first bonfire clip.
Oh,
When he came home, it was like, wow, they must be done, because like he seemed so upset by whatever she
what
said.
did she
And now I'm
do?
like,
I don't even.
I think it was just she was like talking shit about him to one of the guys. Like it wasn't.
Well, she was talking a lot of shit early on. She was definitely like,
But their boundary wasn't, hey, don't talk shit about me. Their boundary was, don't touch anyone.
yeah.
So
Do you feel like the first bonfire and Grant's frustration with Ashley led to you and him kind of like making the next step?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Because like prior to the first bonfire, Grant and I weren't even really like connecting too heavily in the beginning, because it was more so me and Lino. And then that kind of took a turn. I think it was right before the first bonfire. Grant and I had a deep conversation, and then that kind of just like started blossoming from there. But when he came home from the first bonfire, he was like so distraught about what happened that I was like, there's no way like that they're getting back together. He was walking around the house like a single man. Like he wouldn't be able to forgive Ashley for what he saw. And then again, watching it back, I don't even remember what happened either. I'm like, what?
So what did happen in the shower?
So we knew that the camera was put up there that day. There
Okay.
wasn't even a camera in there for like until the second week. And so we were fully aware that like the shower scene was probably going to be something that was, I mean, it was a bigger deal, I thought, when they aired it. But yeah, we were fully aware that that was happening.
So like you guys hooked up, like
Not in that shower scene, no.
Oh,
Well,
what was your tagline in the beginning? Your guilty
my
pleasure.
name's Natalie, and if you like it from the front, you're gonna love it from the
Oh
other
yeah,
side.
yeah. Okay.
did you come up with that on your own, or
So I actually said that in my final interview, and they reminded me that I said that.
Okay.
And they were like, "Oh, you should." Like I was like,
It's
"Oh
a good
yeah,
line.
that is something
It's
I
a
would
good
say."
line.
So I did. That's a Natalie original.
Okay.
Hope you guys liked it.
Okay.
Okay.
So post show everything, I saw a clip of you and Ashley on a live where Grant was like on the phone yelling at her.
Yeah.
What was that about?
That really caught me by surprise. He was fully aware that we were on live too, and
Oh,
still
wow.
chose to call her and do that. He joined my live and then was in the comments. And mind you, this is the most interaction that I've had with him in 8 months, was me reading his comments out loud. But I was like, I'm just telling Ashley, because when you're on live with someone, they can't see the comments that are in yours. So I was reading them, and then he kept telling us, add me. And I was like, I'm not adding you to my live. And I didn't even know how, honestly, at that point. It was like my second time ever going live. And then she was like, I'm not adding you. And then he ended the live and ended up just calling her and was like, let's go. Let's talk about it. Be real, be raw. And I was just like so uncomfortable the entire time. Like, I was not expecting him to do that. I felt like it was completely uncalled for. And knowing that there's an audience too is just like crazy.
Yeah. If we had the opportunity to talk to Grant and Ashley at the same time, what would you want us to ask them, or what would you like any clarification on? Not necessarily you know, because it sounds like you got all the answers you need, but in terms of making sure that America fully understands the truth, what would you want us to ask Grant and or Ashley?
I feel like I wouldn't have any questions for Ashley. I feel like more so with Grant, like how much of him maybe knew that he was going to get back together with Ashley maybe in the future. You know,
Yeah.
like he made it seem very much so like they were never going to really speak again, and that he was like way done with their relationship, and he was dealing with like the end of their relationship, but that it was like so toxic. But it's like, how much of you probably knew the entire time that he was going to go back together with her?
Okay, yeah. Good question. Well,
Something like that.
okay. All right. Well,
You can put your own twist on it.
there you go. There was a moment when Grant tried to make you jealous, right? Early on the season, it was like right after the shower scene. And I was really proud of you because it was like, you were like, I'm not that girl, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, like, look, she knows what's up. And then, but like, you know, like 30 minutes later, you're like, Grant, what, like, is that a moment you, like, I know you're full sad, and you know, hashtag no regrets and everything, but like, is that a moment where you look back and think, you know, especially when Grant was talking about his relationship with Ashley, talking about how toxic it was, didn't that make sense to think, oh, well, maybe he's at least a big part of why this relationship is toxic, because here you two are hitting off, and the first thing he wants to do is make you jealous by having another girl like take a shot off of him. And like, I guess your instincts were great, right? Like your reaction seemed like on point, but why do you feel like in that moment you didn't trust your instincts?
I think that I did trust my instincts right away, and I was fully aware of the fact that he is toxic and like is used to toxic behavior like this. But again, in real life, I think that situation would have played out differently. But because I was on a show to be a temptress and we were only halfway through, is that I was kind of faced, I guess, with two options where it's like, okay, you know, I told him how I feel, I drew the line, but it's not like in real life where it's like, I'm going to just hop on out of here. It's like, we're living in the same house, you know, we're still going to be going on dates and building a connection. And I felt like he reacted well to how I responded with how I felt about the situation, and that I didn't like that and I wasn't going to do that again. And I felt like because he reacted well, it was fine, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, like, I think the fact that you were on a TV show and you were still there to make TV kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Did the guitar singing
yes,
that
thank
he
you.
made a mistake and he heard his girl Ashley, like right after y'all hook up, was that not I mean,
when you found out he even brought a guitar to Temptation Island, was that not a red flag?
I was not really a fan of the guitar. I can't lie.
I honestly don't think any woman is. I don't care if you're John Mayer. Like, I don't want to sit and listen to you like a cappella sing in front of me with no other band members. And like, that scares me. So
Yeah.
props to you. You sat, I mean, and he did not stop when you walked up. He kept on going.
No, it was a performance of the century, for real.
Yeah.
There was nothing to do, to be fair. There was no TV, no phones or anything, but I personally would have rather done anything else.
Yeah.
Or just like had a conversation, but there was a lot more of the guitar that didn't air. We wrote a song as a cast. They didn't air that.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. And then where are you now in your love life? Are you out there still maybe going back on Temptation Island next season? Are you in love? Where are you at?
I think I'm somewhere in between. I'm not in love and I'm not seriously dating anyone. I am dating around here and there, but I'm probably not going back on Temptation Island.
Okay.
I mean, if they call me back, if they need a temptress, I guess I couldn't say no, but you never know.
Oh, be careful what you say. They might call you.
I feel like a different show, maybe.
I feel like this is unfair to say, but like I can't help but not be surprised that a girl from Arizona and a man from Florida was a little messy and a little toxic. Does that make sense to you, or are you offended by that statement?
No, I'd say that feels right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page. Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time. It was fun watching you. Thanks for the great television, and appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. It was great to virtually meet you guys.
You
Likewise,
too.
our pleasure. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too.
All right, bye-bye.
I used to wish my name was pronounced with a D.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Natalie?
Natalie?
Natalie. I
Natalie.
don't know why.
Why?
I also used to tell everyone my real name was Bridget, and I went by Natalie. So
That's insane.
you never wanted your name to be something different when you were a kid?
No.
Oh.
I liked my name.
You had a good childhood. Good for you.
You're
Way
like,
to brag
and I'm
about it.
Bridget, but I would just,
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
wondering, was that
Speaking
that's
of-
not even your middle name.
No, it's not. I don't know. Literally, I think I heard it in a movie, or like a cool girl had her name Bridget, and I was like, I wish my name was Bridget.
I wanted my name to be Elijah.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You never were like, what if my name was Nicole?
Or like
you
playing
never had,
pretend
like,
and like
Yeah,
choosing
what
a
was your
different name.
go-to? What was your
Yeah.
go-to when you play pretend?
Like I'm 17 and my name's Vanessa.
yeah.
No.
You
But I'm
didn't?
12.
No.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I think I always liked my name because it was like nobody had
would.
my name.
Healthy.
she was.
Why?
She was one of those.
I hated
Yeah.
mine.
I was talking
I'm perfect the way God made me.
Literally.
Yeah.
before we get into your
well,
obsession.
that's not
this
true,
is-
but
this is just reminded me that I was talking to my dad yesterday on the phone, and he was like, randomly, he goes, "And how do I find this podcast?"
Oh,
And I was like, "What podcast?" He was like, "The
Oh.
one that Nick has." And I was like, "Oh, you can find it on like YouTube." And he was like, "And you're on it sometimes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he was like, "All right, should I just like listen to the most recent one?" And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I think the most recent one I'm talking about anal. So
yeah, you're
I'm like,
most probably
recent
not.
too.
you know, I'll send you one that I feel like you'll like. Thank God he doesn't know how to work the internet, or I would be having some tough conversations.
Dad's finally
Oh
starting to
my
care.
God.
That's nice.
yeah. Ooh,
He's
yeah.
starting to give it a listen.
I was like, well,
You're like,
maybe
definitely
don't
not the last
listen
one.
to
We talk
a
about
lot
anal.
of them. Please.
Any of them. really?
Actually, yeah. Listen to the ones I'm not on. That would be fun.
Oh.
Back to my favorite online obsession, the
Yeah. ASMR.
ASMR
Morning
daily
routines.
routine. Despite I'm not believing he needs to like work out with his Beamer, or I don't even know if it's a Beamer or Mercedes or whatever. But
G-Wagon.
and I don't think I'll ever be wiping banana peels on my face post banana.
You
I don't
wonder
even-
what
I
that's
don't even
all
like
about.
bananas.
Yeah, he hates
But
bananas.
although every morning I give River a banana, so I could use hers.
But what's it for?
I don't know. Good question, Justin. Can we find out
What a banana peel's
wiped it on your face would do?
Is it like enzymes?
He does
It-
tape his mouth shut at night and put like a nose strip, and I want to get back to doing that. I did that once and gave my wife the ick, and then
Because he did it with like duct tape, and I was like, "This is kind of giving like I feel like
Okay.
I'm holding you hostage."
That's duct tape?
and I was like, "Hey,
No,
do you want to
I
talk?" And
used
he's like,
masking tape.
I don't think we should do that because I think the
it's better.
mouth.
It's better for your health and heart.
I
and
know, but I
sleep.
think the mouth tape is like still breathable in and out. I think the
The duct tape you could
The
I
duct
used
tape,
Scotch
yeah.
tape. I used Scotch tape.
That's
It was a little
insanity.
strip up and down.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. I did not.
But
One
he
of
was
these.
definitely like, "We can't talk at night because I have my mouth tape on." You know, and I was like,
You're
"I
like,
have
"But
so much
want
to say right now."
Yeah. Suddenly I want to talk to you.
Suddenly I have a lot to say.
I want to try the mouth tape.
It's supposed to be really good, like mouth breathers, and sadly, I'm one of them.
Are you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've been worse. I've gotten better.
Have you seen the chin transformations
Yeah.
of that? It's like
Oh yeah.
I got one of those jaw things too. Also gave my wife the ick.
what's the jaw thing?
It's like a exercise the jaw. It's like this gummy thing, and you're
Why are you doing that?
Why?
you're supposed.
You could just say that you chew it.
He's showing me.
I was
You
just-
are.
So you put it in your mouth and you physically have to chew it.
yeah, you kind of. It's like
Oh, is it in the front of your mouth like this?
it's like exercise.
Is it the
Yeah,
like
hang on.
bone
What does
gum?
it do? Just give you a sculpted.
It strengthens your jaw.
For what?
It gives you a better jawline.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we're
Oh,
getting
also,
to.
it's supposed to help with your breathing. It's supposed to help with all your just like your whole.
Okay, I get that. So no plastic surgery. We just need to chew on.
You just, he's got.
Well, if the option's surgery or like chewing on something for a couple weeks, wouldn't you go?
No, that's what I mean. So
non-surg?
that's why you're doing it.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh,
But watching his video, I was like, I need to get back. I was just like, I was influenced. I'm just saying, despite all the things he showed me that I was like, this is stupid and ridiculous, and I don't need a go yard
Mhm.
bag
I
while
do.
I go work out. No, I mean,
I
totally
definitely
want that
do.
bag. But like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't take that go yard bag to the track or the gym.
I take my go yard everywhere.
I also wouldn't hand it to my friend and then have him take it to the car for me.
I'm gonna hire Natalie to do that one day. And it's just gonna be her hand.
Perfect.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, that's definitely Natalie. She hasn't had a manicure in 42 years.
But I don't want to mouth breathe anymore. Do
Okay.
you have any morning routines that might be unique to you that you think could better the world?
I mean,
She wakes up, she lets the dogs out.
What
and
time
feeds the
yeah,
dogs.
let's go through
6
that morning
a.m.
routine. of
yeah,
yours.
because we've talked about this.
Yeah, I was
So
really inspired by it.
were you?
I think it's, well,
you were like, wait, so
so wait, your day starts at 1?
you were so
And then
confused.
I finally
And then
get
I
to
go to
work.
bed.
And
God.
it's 1:30 p.m. and I'm finally ready. Huh?
My morning routine takes quite a while, about 5 hours.
Long
Can,
morning
we
routine.
walk through it? It's really quite, it's aspirational.
Okay, so I wake up at 6 with the dogs.
Mhm.
I go downstairs. I feed them first,
Yeah.
and then I take them out,
Mhm.
and then I go back to bed.
Mhm. Yes,
And
of course.
6 a.m. is early.
It
6
is early.
a.m. is a
It
little
is
too
early.
early.
It
A little
is
too early.
So I go back to bed for a little bit. Then I wake up.
What time are we at?
I think we're at like maybe 8.
Okay, okay.
I'll push it to 8.
Yeah.
So then I wake up at 8 and I meditate.
You, just like Ashton does.
Yeah.
For how long?
For about 30 minutes.
Okay. Are you lying down again? Or are we
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm lying down for sure. I'm
back in
lying
bed?
down. Yeah, I'm back in bed. I am back in bed at this point.
Never got out.
So before 9 a.m., you've had 2 naps.
Stop.
I want your schedule.
And this is serious stuff, okay?
Listen,
Where did I go wrong?
life's going great for you, and you look
Yeah.
great. And apparently, when you go to the bars, you
I'm
make
not
my
even-
wife look ugly. So, like, it's
Yeah,
honestly
true.
working. So,
It's true. It's true.
I'm not done yet.
oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
And then I
So you wake up from your second nap.
I meditate for 30 minutes. And then I pray.
No, don't laugh. That's very serious.
No, seriously. And then I pray. And then I get ready. I take a
Journal.
shower and and then I journal. And
This
then
is have you been watching his videos?
No, I swear.
Because he also
I
wakes
always-
up early, meditates, prays, journals.
Well, I mean, I
It's
think
a common morning
it's
routine.
a common morning routine.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I do my face routine. I shower. I shower twice a day. So I shower once in the morning and then at night. But the morning one, and then I do my face routine, and then I go to Pilates at 11.
And then it is 1
You go to
o'clock.
And then it
Pilates
is
after
11.
you shower?
I know.
You shower and then
crazy.
go work out. Okay.
I take 2 showers a day. I have
She's
like
very
this.
clean.
Yeah, I have this like weird thing. I have to shower twice a day.
You won't find Victoria smelling.
No, you will not. I'll smell like Le Labo, Noir 29.
Yes, you will. That is your scent.
at all times.
Anytime I smell that scent, I'm like, Victoria Fuller's here.
yeah, she has
She's here.
walked in the
She's
room.
somewhere.
So that's my morning routine, and then I come home around 12:30, and then that's when I start my work day.
You get
Okay,
on, and
yeah.
she gets on emails.
And I do get on emails, and I have to answer a lot of them, of course.
Yes, of course. That's my favorite thing to say.
I sound like I don't
When
do
someone's
anything,
like,
but I
"No,
really
no,
do.
No, you are busy.
I'm very fucking busy.
You don't answer your
A
phone.
lot of
I do
people
not.
want your life. Let's just keep it real.
I'm on Do Not Disturb a lot because I have a lot going on. But I
Yes.
prioritize my mental health.
You do. You're in. You have a lot of therapy sessions.
I
you're
do.
in.
Yes, I do. So
Does your therapist guilt you into therapy sometimes?
No, actually, she like does this thing where she'll be like, "So when do you want to come back in like a month?" And I'm like,
Tomorrow.
Are you saying I'm all healed up or what's going on
Are you saying
here?
I'm perfect?
She literally would be like, "How do we feel? Like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks?" And I'm like, "No, we're on a tight schedule.
Yeah, I will see you tomorrow.
We're on a tight schedule here, Hannah. I
Thank
will be
you.
back Wednesday."
Our couples
And 9 a.m.
therapist is the opposite. He'll text and he'll be like, "So,
Yeah.
haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks. Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
There's
I
no way
think-
it is.
He's like, "Because I know it's
Um,
not."
I really think Thursdays are really good for all of us. I'm like, I guess we have to go to therapy this
You're like, "I'm
week?"
not sure. Is anything wrong?"
And then we'll show up, and I'm like, things have been, we're like, busy but good, And he's like, but
he's like, well, last time you were here, it says, I wrote down a couple notes. It said Natalie wasn't feeling seen and Nick wasn't getting enough sex. So do you want to open that up again? Or
Like, no, I thought we got past that.
yeah, I thought we were healed, but sure, now that you bring it up, I am pissed again.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, it is. He does like
he's like,
it.
I'm seeing something here between the two
Yeah,
of
what's
you.
going on here? What's this
like,
dynamic?
And then
Yeah.
he'll be like, maybe some physical touch would be nice.
You're like, I didn't even think about it.
And you'll
Well,
like wait for a second,
And
and
I'm
then
like,
Nick
now
will
that
be
you're
like,
telling me to do it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So like, this feels forced.
Nick will like reach out and like put his hand on my hand, and we're like,
Yeah.
do you like that?
Is this good enough?
Yeah.
Do you like this?
And then you're like almost finding problems at that point because you're like, well,
Yeah, it's like awkward silence in
actually-
there. So yeah, you start
Mhm.
thinking of like, well, I guess like he did forget the bananas at the grocery store, and like I was really annoyed by
Yeah.
that. I'll
Which
be honest.
we've
with
learned
you.
that like if we are going into couples therapy feeling pretty good about
Mhm.
us, now we just
Yeah, what do you talk about when you feel
well
good?
no because we know our couples
Yeah.
therapy is just gonna like start something
Yes.
that we aren't aware of.
Prepared for.
So now right before we'll sit in our car 10 minutes later and just start throwing jabs at each other.
Really?
So that way we're really pissed off walking in, and instead of feeling like we were feeling better coming in than going out, now we definitely feel better going out than coming in.
But
because
it's also like, maybe we just don't go for
Yeah.
like until there's
this
like whenever
problems.
Nick said cheers to lifting things up.
context.
Wait, on a Valentine's Day, he said cheers to lifting things up. He was referring to my titties.
No,
We need
Natalie
context.
had this fun game
No.
of deciding.
No, you did
Tell
not.
the story.
No, he
That's such
didn't.
bullshit.
No, he didn't.
Wait, I want to hear the whole
Why would
story.
you remember the story? I
Why
only
would you
remember
say
part
that
with
to
Because
your
Natalie
wife?
decided to do a roast cheers on Valentine's Day, and she went first.
To the roast of Nick Viall.
And she was like,
Oh, I wish I was present for that.
for an entire day, she made me think that I had a bald spot on my head.
No, you didn't. I love
I
that.
said cheers to wearing hats.
He was like, what? He's like, what's that supposed to mean? You're like, you figure it out.
So then
Cheers
it
to
was my
going to
turn,
Turkey.
and I said, "Cheers to lifting things." I can't do this. I can't. I can't. Allow.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
it was brutal.
That's crazy.
See, we love each other.
Yeah, you do. You definitely do.
We like to, shake it up.
I like when couples shit on each other.
I do too, but
I
a
think
lot
it's
of our
so
listeners
fun.
think that I'm like really mean to Nick and that
Really?
Yeah.
Nick did call us bullies yesterday.
I
Well,
did.
that's because he couldn't spell anything, and you were like, "I don't know what you're trying to say. Please give me a call."
Yeah,
whenever
we're
you
in,
have time."
we're in a group text and Nick's trying to communicate something. And I was like,
This is
I
after I
actually-
text a man named Victor instead of you.
He did. He sent that sizzle to guy, and I was like, "Nick, you sent that to Victor."
I got a lot going
Victor.
on. I got a lot going on.
And then yeah, he sent everyone. You all know some ass Nick on Instagram.
Yeah.
His typing.
Listen, I'm
oh, you're typing.
capabilities.
Yeah, you are a good communicator in person via text, not so much.
No.
So I was like, I don't know what you're trying to tell me right now. I was like, but maybe just call me later. And then he did it again. He's trying to. Trying to
said-
tell me what he was
He was
saying. and I
trying
was
to
like,
say, just ignore me. And he was like, you ignore me, I risk. It sounds like a robot speaking. And so we were just giggling at him.
yeah, and he
called
didn't
us
like
bullies.
it. He did not like it. Called us bullies. We're not bullies. We
We
love
love
you.
you.
Mm.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Well.
So that's that.
Anything you want to say before you go?
Wow.
Who do you think is the murderer in White Lotus?
Gosh.
And who do you think dies?
I think that the mom dies.
Oh, Parker Posey?
Yeah.
I hope
Really?
not.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the daughter.
No, I don't.
Because it's not going to be somebody that we're like happy about dying.
That is true.
I think it's going to be somebody that we're like, fuck, like, I liked her.
Because season 1, it was like the maitre d' guy that we all loved, who was
Mhm.
like,
And then it was Jennifer
and
Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
I think it's going to be somebody that we like, and we're going to be like, fuck, that sucks. And I think it's the murder is probably going to be like one of the sons, maybe.
I feel like that's too on the nose.
Really?
Yeah. What if it's like the girlfriend of Greg
That's dead.
that kills someone? Because she's like trying to stay with him.
I
And
mean,
trying
they
to,
are
like,
setting
prove
up
that.
Patrick Schwarzenegger's character for just having an absolute mental break.
are.
He
I
found
know,
out he
that's-
just jerked off. His brother jerked him off. His idol, his dad, is about to like go to jail.
That's true.
I was thinking maybe the younger brother was going to be the killer.
No, Because he
That's
went to a Buddhist temple right after he jerked off.
I
his
know, but
brother, so
he's having
healing.
now
he's
he's
having a
realizing what he did.
crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like freaking out a little bit where he's like, fuck, this is not good. What did I do? And I think he's gonna have a mental breakdown and they're gonna, I think it's gonna be the brother, the younger brother.
We'll see.
Guess
And
we'll
when
see.
are you going to finally watch Severance?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna watch it tonight. And I'll be
She
back
is so
tomorrow.
It's so good.
And you'll never get rid of me. So.
And I will be back every day.
Well, we will be back tomorrow for maybe the most special episode of all time. It'll certainly be fun, wild. It's a going deeper episode that so many of you have been anticipating, wanting, asking for, and we are glad we were able to deliver. That is tomorrow. We will see you then. Look for our we'll be teasing it tonight. Tomorrow's episode. Justin's like, huh? Tonight? Yeah, see, keep up. We're a day ahead.
We're a day ahead.
We're a day ahead. The highly anticipated Going Deeper episode tomorrow. It's gonna be great. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.